we are going to continue to push the envelope tonight. I am so happy to invite up an old friend, one of the pillars of the Jewish Renewal community in Boulder, one of the founding, I would say, founders. And before I invite you up, Donna Zerner from Portland, Oregon, who left town exactly 10 years ago and has come back to just share some levity with us. I want to say that one of the great things about our community, which is now called Congregation Neve Kodesh, is, well, we used to be able to laugh at ourselves. We still do, but Donna was she was the co-founder of a trickster group, like a Greek chorus group, a satiric group that was a theater group called the Kosher Hams. How many of you have ever seen? And the Kosher Hams were so perfectly obnoxious and and irritating because they just knew how to get under the skin of leaders like myself, like Reb Zalman. Reb Zalman loved it. He loved being made fun of, and so this satirical group called the Kosher Hams, and I think Yotam was also in that group. And anyone else here that performed in the Eyal also? Okay, we have a few hams here, kosher hams, that is. It was so healthy. And Reb Zalman taught us it's so important to laugh at ourselves. And he knew how to do that for himself. He knew how to do it for others, but always respectfully. It's my honor to welcome up Donna Zerner.
10 years, wow. You all look so much older. I know you're saying the same thing about me, so it's okay. I feel 10 years older. So when Reb Zalman first moved to Boulder in '95, we had no idea how he would feel about being made fun of. And looking back, I actually cannot believe the thing that the Hams did the very first Purim that he was here. We created a Rabbis of Renewal erotica calendar. Anyone remember that? We took from a Playgirl magazine a centerfold poster of a very hot, well-endowed male model, and we photoshopped Zalman's face on it. And draped a rainbow tallis over it. And so Zalman was now Reb October. I was actually very nervous about this. I didn't know how this was going to go over, but it was Purim. We brought it out. Everyone's kind of holding their breath, and Zalman is like, "Let me see that." And I remember he lifted up the tallest fringes and saw what was underneath. And he and Eve just burst out laughing. And then he said something like, "Oy vavoy, now that's a schmeckel." So from that point on, we knew it was okay to push some boundaries, and we did. Like once we had a skit where rabbis competed to see who would take over after Zalman's gone. Who wants to be a Zalman heir? They would have to answer questions like, name all of Zalman's 4 wives and 11 kids. Yes, his sperm donation to the lesbian rabbi definitely counts. Extra point if you know that kid number 10 is a kosher ham. Hey, Yotam. We just made fun of him all the time, and we made fun of how flaky Renewal could be, and of his dropping acid with Timothy Leary, and I mean, he just always laughed. He was never offended, as far as I know. He just did not take himself too seriously, and that to me is the #1 sign of an enlightened teacher. It also made being a ham much more fun. So So I want to share something that happened the day Reb Zalman died. As many of you know, he had wanted to be buried with ashes from Auschwitz in order to uplift those souls with a holy burial. The problem was, that day, the ashes were locked in the house of Johnny Greenwald, whose family was out of town for the week. And the Chevra Kadisha was already preparing Reb Zalman, and they needed the ashes, like, right away. So Tirzah knew that I had a key to the Greenwald house because they were my Boulder family, and she called and said, Donna, you need to go over there and get the ashes and bring them to the funeral home right away. Okay, wow, don't mess this up, Donna. So I rush over there and I go to the shelf where Johnny had told me the ashes would be and find a box, pull it down, open it up, ashes, perfect, okay. I'm getting ready to leave, and then I just took a little closer look at the cover of the box, and I see a paw print. Oh my God. I realized that in this box is the Greenwald's dead dog, Bondi. These were not ashes from Auschwitz. This was a golden doodle. Okay, I gotta find the right ones. I see there's an envelope on the shelf. I pull it down, open it up, a plastic bag full of ashes. Are these the right ones? I look at the envelope, there's a Jewish star. That's good. There's some Polish writing. This is looking good. But then I wonder, did the Greenwalds ever have a Polish-Jewish cat? No, definitely not. Okay. So I got the right ashes, for sure. But I just want to say for the record that I don't think it would have been so bad if Zalman had been buried with Bondi. She was a good girl. So I delivered the ashes to the funeral home, the correct ashes, in time. And on the way, they were on the seat next to me, and I spoke to them. And I said, whoever you all were, I know you had a rough road, but take heart. You are almost at your final destination. You will be resting for all eternity in a magical land called Boulder, Colorado, in the arms of a tzaddik who had the biggest heart and spirit in the world. I felt so honored to be able to do this one last sacred errand for Zalman. And I will always be grateful for my wise, funny, holy teacher, Reb October.